Joining me on Thinking Green is, well, one of New Zealand's most eminent researchers, Dr. Mike Berridge. Mike, in terms of green and its relationship with immune therapy, what is the connection?
I think our institute very much takes an approach that a lot of health issues relate to your immune system and the way it interacts with your body. And this covers areas from cancer to lung inflammation to asthma and allergies. And there are things that happen to your immune system by virtue of your lifestyle that can blunt the effectiveness of your immune system. Now, we work in the area of cancer. We're trying to develop cancer therapies based on teaching the immune system that these cancer cells that have developed in the body are foreign, and cancers often can suppress the immune system. So the idea here is to try and unleash the power of your immune system to cure diseases like cancer.
Well, as opposed to some toxic cocktail
as opposed to the
drugs.
normal conventional 50 years of developing more and more cytotoxic drugs, and even more recently, some of the targeted drugs that have been developed against cancers have been of limited value.
So it's a very holistic
It is a
approach
very
that you're
holistic
taking.
approach.
Yeah.
Our body is not working properly because for some reason that cancer has developed a way of suppressing what the body is meant to be doing. So let's reactivate that immune system and get it working properly.
And how do we go about doing that?
Yeah, so this can be done in a number of different ways, and the way that our institute is working at is cell-based therapies. We take cells out of the cancer patient, we take some tumour material out, we mix them together, we teach those immune cells to recognise the cancer as foreign, and then we put those cells back in the patient.
And where are we at this stage? I mean,
At the moment, this is
early days.
in clinical trials.
Yeah.
Cell-based therapies have had some success. There have been a number of different approaches where people's immune cells have been injected back into the body and have actually worked, but they are usually in very select groups of patients. But this interfaces with the bigger picture of the new cancer drugs, the immune modulating cancer drugs, the Opdivo and the Keytruda, which have been big issues in New Zealand with regard to government funding over the past 6 months or so. And these drugs manipulate the immune systems, but this time we're using targeted compounds, or these targeted compounds have been developed and they're being used to manipulate the immune system, and they've proven to be phenomenally successful in end-stage diseases like melanoma, where the patient might have months to live. Given these drugs, patients have lived up to 10 years. And it's not just a small number with regard to the 2 drugs that will be funded through Pharmac this year. The long-term success is around 20% of end-stage patients that have months to live, so they can expect a reasonable lifespan.
Now, one thing I think that viewers are going to be fairly excited about with your own research is that you're dealing with, amongst one of the byproducts, is potentially anti-aging. Is it realistic? Can we turn back the clock?
Your immune system, of course, itself ages. It doesn't work as well as you get older. Can we rejuvenate that system?
Yes, are we talking the elixir of youth here, or what?
Or are there other areas? And one particular area of my own research that I'm working involves the way in which the body uses energy. and whether or not those little energy machines within each cell can be taught to work better. And so we're very interested in that. And we've done this by knocking genes out. We have two sets of genes in our body as human genes, one in the nucleus, and then there's a little body of genes, a very small package in organelles, compartments called the mitochondria. And those dictate how we use energy, and they are very important in generating the balance. Energy for brain action, energy for muscle function. And we've knocked that gene out and asked what happens if we put tumours without a mitochondrial gene back in the body. And we've found in 3 different tumours now that those tumours without a mitochondrial gene pick up that gene from cells in the body. So this is completely new. It's a new way of thinking about the way in which body handles disease. Our models are cancer, but they may also relate to neurodegenerative diseases, to muscular diseases, and even to aging. And that's where the aging connection comes in. Is aging a consequence of damage to the energy producing systems in our body? And whether or not this is a component of our tissue maintenance system, of our brain system, of our aging. And can this be manipulated? Can we tell cells of our body to repair more effectively those cells with damaged DNA?
Well, I think if you and the Institute manage that breakthrough, you are going to be amongst the wealthiest and most sought after scientists on the planet. So Mike Berridge, thank you very much for joining us on Thinking Green.